My name is Fabio Correa, and I'm a residential faculty of Spanish. I'm the only one teaching Spanish, or actually any language, as a full-time faculty. This is my 16th year teaching at Chandler Gilbert. And the reason why I started with the OER several years ago was because there was the Maricopa Millions Initiative, which was an initiative launched to save students money on books. So it came out to me even before that, when I started realizing that students were paying as much for the textbook as for the tuition. So I realized that there was something. Of course, I realized, no, I saw that it was ridiculous to be paying almost as much as you were paying for tuition. This was out of my control, because when I arrived to Chandler Gilbert, the two faculty members full-time teaching in Spanish at that time did not want to change direction. So I accommodated my teaching style to what they had in mind. But once they retired, I decided to, since I was going to run the program on my own, to start working on this. So I collaborated with another colleague of mine from Mesa Community College, and we both writing the first manual that we wrote, an electronic manual for all Spanish 101. And the second, my colleague got a sabbatical, and she worked on level 2. And then for level 3 and 4, we both got together. So we ended up writing 4 books, all from our own, using OER supplemental materials for Canvas and in some of the manuals that we wrote. And I applied for a sabbatical as part of this as well. And for Spanish for Healthcare, I developed a website, a Google site that includes all OER. So right now, our entire Spanish program is the only one at the district that has zero cost to students in terms of textbooks. So students love that idea, and they have told me that when they go and find a class looking for a Maricopa class in Spanish, they see that we are the only ones who do not charge anything for books, and that's a factor for them at the end to make a choice. So that's me. I probably already mentioned a few of these things, but as you can see here on the slide, and if anybody's interested in when you click in any of these images except the very first 4, you are going to be able to see exactly what the kind of sample that I created. So as you can see at the very top, those are the 4 manuals that I co-wrote with a colleague of mine from Mesa. Our intention of writing our own books was not because we didn't think that the books out there were bad or good, or they did not have the right approach. But what we decided was to tailor this textbook that we were going to write, called Manual or Cuaderno, more to the needs of our own students, community college students, with a communicative approach in mind, because we were tired of seeing the traditional way of teaching languages. If you are familiar with any of the methodology, but traditionally, all they asked the students was to learn grammar. So grammar was always introduced with this simple mechanical repetition, which has been proven for thousands of years. That doesn't work. That's not how people work or how people learn a language. So we decided to implement these ones with real material. So our 4 books include all communicative activities so that the students feel engaged both in class and also as a supplementary materials in Canvas. So we start writing using Google Slides. So we were able to incorporate our own videos. So when a student downloads these free PDF format manuals, they are able to see my own videos of me speaking, reading the vocabulary. They also see tutorials of grammar that I recorded as well. That's why you have these links to videos and tutorial videos if you are interested. Basically, OERs work very well for us because, fortunately, there are out there very serious academic organizations that have been promoting the learning of languages with a very good approach in mind, very innovative, including technology. So we adopted them. One of them is one particular site from the government of Spain, and we use that one. And we use also Instituto Cervantes, which is one of the most renowned institutions around the world that teaches Spanish. And they have a free tutorial website that has several very good, interesting materials. So we borrow those. But we don't make those as part of our everyday thing. Those are given to students as a supplementary materials. As you can see on the second picture below the 4 manuals, you will see something called Práctica. And what we do is we introduce the topics ourselves, but then we send the students to any of these 4. So we give them usually between 4 or 5 reliable sources of OERs, and the student goes there and practice grammar with them. So if you click on any of those, it's going to take you to one. And what the student does is complements the activities and brings back to us a screenshot of the ending result of that practice or quiz. So that's kind of, we monitor them, making sure that they are doing that. On the bottom pictures that you can see, if you notice, I pointed at video and the audio. So these are the screenshots from our books. So every student has interaction all the time to videos or audio and authentic materials. So we are trying to make the OERs authentic. Many of the videos are YouTube videos that people have been posting and other teachers from around the world. So I belong also to a group of Spanish teachers that publish materials and we borrow to one another. I created also a website. It's for Spanish for Healthcare, as you can see there, if you are interested in visiting. And what I do is I teach medical Spanish, and all the grammar supplementary materials is taught through OER. So that's it's very exciting, but this is a very long process. It has not happened overnight. So I've been working on this one for at least 10 years. Mary has been an inspiration to me because I was the first person I asked, what should I do? And so I really want to say thank you, Mary McLaughlin, for your guidance, because otherwise, if I had not seen what you did, I would have not been presenting today this. So thank you. Very, very
welcome, very, although I don't think I can take credit. I've proselytized to a lot of people, and you may be one of the only ones who's actually done anything with it. So
thank you. And for the new people who have just arrived to Chandler Gilbert, when I arrived at Chandler Gilbert, there was not a CTLA. There was not an IT department. There was nothing. So basically, we were working. So Mary was the only one who was answering questions. I actually had to go to the CTLA MCC to learn a lot of stuff because there was nothing at Chandler. So this is a big progress. So thank you very much. And I'm very happy my students and have said that one of the reasons they take our classes at our campus is because it's free. Our textbooks are free.